When a lead sees your coaching offer, they're making a split-second decision about whether or not you're legit or if you're just another online scammer. And most coaching offers today are so over-the-top complicated that they immediately scream, "too good to be true," and your potential clients run for the hills. But here's what might surprise you. The problem isn't really your offer. The problem is that everyone's been following the same framework from that purple offer gospel book that came out a few years ago. You know the one I'm talking about. And now every single coaching offer kind of looks and sounds the exact same by making these big grand slam promises that sound like a late night infomercial. I know this because I review dozens of different coaching offers every single month, and I can tell you 90% of them are using the exact same framework, and it's killing their conversions. So most coaches that I work with who ditch this approach, and they use what I'm about to show you in this video here, are seeing 2 to 3x higher conversion rates on their offers. And I've been using this offer framework here to sell multi-six figures per year for the past 4+ years in different coaching niches as well. So in this video, I'm going to give you my simple 5P framework that I've been using for years to create offers that convert without sounding like a desperate, sleazy salesperson. A system that will instantly make your offer feel more trustworthy and authentic so that your ideal clients say yes faster and with fewer objections. Okay, so to start, we need to look at why everyone's offer sounds the exact same and what's actually repelling your dream clients. Now, if we look at all the advice out there from all the gurus, whatever you want to call them, one person will be telling you that your offer needs to be packed with so much value that it's impossible to say no. Another person will say, add a bunch of bonuses that make it worth 10 times your price. And they're all completely wrong, but also kind of right at the same time. So the issue there is like, it's trying to impress someone on a first date by showing up in a tuxedo when you go to McDonald's. Sure, you're dressed up, but it's a little suspicious why you're so dressed up, right? Now here's the thing. These grand slam offers, they work great if you're selling to people who don't get sold to all the time and haven't really seen dozens of different offers from different coaches over the past couple of years. Now, that doesn't apply to very many people or very many niches at all with the explosion of coaches over the past 5 years. So what that means is that every single lead that you speak to, every prospect that you send your offer to, they've likely seen and heard it all before. They know every trick in the book. They can smell a sales pitch from a mile away. The moment somebody sees that your offer has 47 bonuses, a lifetime guarantee, and promises to transform their entire world in 30 days, their bullshit detector goes off. And it doesn't matter how good of a coach you are or how good your coaching offer actually is, because when you present them an offer like that, they've already mentally categorized you with every other coach out there that overpromises and underdelivers, that they've already encountered, right? So instead, what you have to do is you need to figure out how to present your offer in a way that feels genuine and trustworthy based on your specific market and the sophistication level of your ideal clients. So to do that, you're going to use what I call the 5P framework. So there's 5 essential pillars that every single high converting coaching offer needs. Not 15 different components, not a 47-point checklist to go through, just 5 simple elements that work together. So the 5 Ps are promise, plan, path, price, and persuasion. Now, to get consistent conversions on your coaching offers, all you need to do is nail these 5 Ps here. When you get these right, everything else becomes much easier. So let's walk through each of these here and I'll show you how to fix your offer step by step. The first P is the promise. So this is where most coaches completely blow it. They think bigger is better. So they promise the moon and the stars and probably somebody else's firstborn child. So here's what to do instead. You need to create a simple, straightforward, tangible and measurable outcome that helps your clients achieve a realistic result in a specific time frame. Notice there that I said realistic, not aspirational, not your best case scenario, but realistic for everybody that's going to see this offer. For example, instead of saying, I'll help you lose 60 pounds in 30 days, you would say something like, I'll help you lose up to 40 pounds in 6 months. See the difference there? One sounds like a fantasy. The other sounds like it's very possible. Now, here's the thing. Maybe you actually have helped somebody lose 60 pounds in 30 days. That doesn't mean it's possible for everybody, though. And the vast majority of your clients are never, ever going to get that result. But what most people probably could get is 40 pounds in 6 months. That's a very realistic and believable promise. So what that means is like smaller promises typically come across as being more believable, both in terms of reality, but also in terms of the prospect believing that it's possible for them specifically. Not that it's possible in general, but for them specifically. Now, as a bonus, if you make a smaller promise, but you end up over-delivering and you get your prospect better results, they're going to love you even more. They're going to stay with you for longer, and they're going to send you even more referrals because you've over-delivered on the promise you made to them. Now, the benefit of this approach here is that it builds massive amounts of trust very quickly. When someone sees a realistic, specific promise, they think, okay, this person actually knows what they're talking about instead of this person's probably trying to sell me some bullshit. So that's number one. The second P is the plan. And this is where you highlight 3 to 4 core pillars of your coaching program. But the key here is that you want to frame every one of these pillars or these features of your program as benefits. So most coaches, what they do is they kind of just list out everything that's included in their coaching program, right? You get weekly calls, you get a workout plan, you get a scaling program, you get access to my course, you get my templates, all this kind of stuff. And it's completely boring and none of your prospects care about any of it. That's what everyone offers, and that's why most offers flop. So instead, what you want to do is you need to connect each one of those pillars to a specific benefit using what I call the so that method. For example, instead of saying you get a weekly one-on-one coaching call, instead you would say you get a weekly one-on-one coaching call so that you never feel stuck or overwhelmed and you can always know exactly what to focus on by me helping you personally, right? See how that connects a feature to an emotional benefit? Now, the beauty of this approach here is that it shows prospects that you understand their real problems, their deeper desires, not just their surface level needs. And when someone reads your plan, they should think, this person gets it. That's the goal there. And that is P number 2. The third P is the path. So this is really your secret weapon for building trust and reducing anxiety from your prospects. So what you do in the path is you want to lay out the phases or the different milestones that you're going to be taking the prospect through once they become a client, once they're inside your coaching program. So the goal here is to show them exactly that you know exactly what's going to happen throughout their entire journey. So most coaches would say something vague like, we're going to work together to achieve your goals no matter what it takes. That's not a fucking path. That's a hope and a prayer. Instead, you want to paint a very clear step-by-step plan or journey showing them the different phases and the different milestones that they're going to hit along the way. For example, phase number 1, we'll audit your current systems and identify your biggest bottlenecks so we know what problems to attack first. Phase number 2, we'll implement a new lead generation system so you can start getting warm inbound leads every single day. Phase number 3, we'll optimize and scale what's working by fixing your offer and dialing in your lead generation system so that it automates and brings you these leads without you having to do any output, right? So those are the different phases and different milestones that they're going to hit along the way. Think of it like GPS directions. Nobody wants to get in the car with somebody who says, don't worry, I know the general direction that we're going, right? People want to know that you know the fucking way, right? They want to know that you know how to get there, even if they're not driving. So that's what this section of the offer is for. Now, the benefit of showing people a clear path is that it eliminates any fear of the unknown that the prospects probably have, right? And when your prospects can see that you know exactly what's going to happen and when, they're much more likely to say yes to you right now. The fourth P is price. And this is where most coaches scare away the prospects by what is called price shock. So price shock is when a lead sees a number that is either way more than they expected or way out of their budget, or both. So we want to eliminate price shock and make the price very easy to digest and make it a very easy first yes for the prospect to kind of get them into momentum, get them inside your program. Now, my advice here is going to go against everything that you've been taught and told about selling high-ticket coaching. So my suggestion is don't offer the paid in full price first. Don't even offer monthly payment plans. So the first price that I offer, the first price that a prospect sees is weekly pricing. And yes, we actually charge weekly payment plans too. Now, the reason this works well is because most prospects don't even do the math or consider the total or long-term price. All they're concerned about is the now number, the number that they need to pay right now, the amount of money that they're going to lose out of their bank account today. So if you can make that now number small enough and not so scary and easily affordable for most people, you will drastically increase your conversion rate. So that's number 4. The fifth and final P is persuasion. And this is where you want to give your prospects a reason to buy now rather than wait until some mythical time in the future that's probably never going to come, right? But, and this is a very crucial, important detail here, the persuasion elements that we're using, they need to be honest. They need to be honest, urgency, and scarcity. So if you can legitimately only work with a certain number of people, say that in your offer. If you can only open your enrollment periods for a certain number of days per month or certain times per year, mention that in your offer as well. But do not make up fake scarcity or urgency because people can just kind of smell that bullshit from a mile away. So if you can't use honest urgency and scarcity, what you can do is add an ethical time-limited bonus instead that make it only available for a limited time. For example, maybe you wanted to add like extra coaching calls for the first 5 people that join you, or unlimited DMs for the first month that people will join if they jump in this promotion window kind of thing, right? So you want to add in something that's only available for a limited time, and the thing that you're adding has to be something of real value that doesn't feel manipulative, right? That's basically it. Now, the benefit of using honest persuasion here is that it builds long-term trust. So if somebody doesn't buy from you now for whatever reason, they'll see that this thing actually disappears and they will respect your offers and your urgency and your scarcity more in the future because you were straightforward with them this time. So those are the 5 Ps, and those are the only puzzle pieces that you need to include in your offer if you want to convert leads into buyers. Now, you might be thinking this all sounds way too simple. What about all the other stuff that I've been told that everybody says to include inside my offer? Here's the thing, and here's why I keep this so simple. Complexity is the enemy of conversion. The more complicated your offer is, the more bonuses you have, the more features you're including, the more things that you give your prospect to consider, the more mental energy that they need to just understand your offer, the less likely they are to buy. A confused prospect doesn't convert. But when you combine these 5 Ps, these very simple 5 Ps, the promise, the plan, the path, the price, the persuasion, you create a very powerful offer that feels trustworthy, professional, and authentic. It doesn't sound like every other coach's offer because it's not following the same played out formula that everyone is used to seeing. So if you include these 5 Ps in every offer that you create going forward, I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to see higher conversion rates and attract higher quality clients who are actually excited to work with you rather than just attracting people who are coming in a little skeptical about whether or not you can actually deliver on your crazy Grand Slam offer. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out the next video, which is linked somewhere around here, where I break down all the systems and strategies that I use to scale 2 of my coaching businesses to over 20K plus per month. And I'll show you how and where this offer fits into the big picture.